Hi guys, it's Sebastian here from Noble Frugal Studios, and today I'm going to bring you guys a video talking about foreground, background, and midgrounds. Now these aspects of an animation are just techniques for making your animation look a little bit more 3D. Now, to start us off, the definition of a foreground is a part of a view that is nearest to the observer or viewer. And the definition of background is the area or scenery behind the main object of contemplation. Now, the main object of contemplation would just be if a box is falling, then, something behind the box, like the wall or the window, would be the background. As most of you guys know that. So, and the definition of midground would be the standpoint area midway between extreme or opposing positions. So just in between the foreground and the background would you get your midground. So and these three techniques are really useful for making your animation look more professional and more 3D in that way. So I'm going to show you guys an example I made of this castle. I showed you guys in my last video, the castle painting example. So actually we have no foreground in this because the object, technically the foreground and the midground are both the object that's closest to the view. But if I were to say what the midground was, I would say the midground was this character sign, or this sign that says Char on it, and the background would be obviously these mountains and the room inside the castle. So in that could be the room inside the castle. Actually could be the midground, and then the mountains are the way background. But I'm sure you guys this isn't rocket science, so it can really be interpreted in whatever you see it as. So as the midground, I'm going to say is coming towards the background, which was the castle, becomes the midground, which sort of makes the animation look really 3D in that way. I did want to use a technique for Castle Dark because the opening scene, I'm not going to talk too much about it in this video, but it does have to do with a lot of commotion, as I would say. That's all I'm going to say for now. And so this technique can also be used a little bit more subtly if I load up my other example. Let's see. Here we go. Change project, and this example is actually really good for this sort of thing because it has all three of our aspects. So I'm going to play the animation for you guys first, and then I'm going to discuss with you guys exactly what it is the foreground, background, and midground. Let's just see this load up a little bit, and there we go. So let's play this through a little bit of time. There we go. So this animation I just made before, as you guys see me drawing it in the earlier parts of the video. And so we pause this and we'll go into the roughs of this animation, the nitty gritty. I'm gonna take down all the other layers just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now here's our foreground. This rock that's just dark colored because you see that the shading was sort of it's really close to the screen, so it's really heavily shaded, so I just can distinct the foreground from the background. Our background right here, I named BG Sketch 1, is these lighter color rocks, which you can tell are very different from the foreground rocks. They're a little bit farther away, and our midground is actually our character sliding down the mountain. So let me turn these all back on. The way that this works is that the character will drift, and the midground will be in front of him, the background will be behind him, and he's just sort of in the middle. This actually brings a lot of attention to the character because while the foreground and background are sort of boring looking, the character is doing all the movement, the foreground and background are sort of staying still, and you see that he's sort of the main point of view. I didn't make this animation just thinking about poses and I guess sliding down mountains. I wasn't really aiming for anything in particular. I think it was actually supposed to be a surfboarding animation at first, but things change. Now actually in some animations you guys will see, especially in TV, a lot of animation movies will actually use 3D rendered CGI effects for foreground, midground, and background, and that can add a really nice touch to it, such as what's a good example? I can't really think of any. Just in a lot of animations in general, you'll see this technique, and you can use Opentoonz's sort of index card like layering software. I don't know when this is gonna load up, but Opentoonz does have the index card sort of. Yeah, you can see each of the layers is just sort of laid on like an index card, and so you can sort of use the transparency to your advantage and you can make foreground, midground, and background effects to make your animation look a little more 3D. So that's a really big benefit to the software and to animation as a whole. And that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to share you guys a little tip for making your animations look a little bit better than maybe if you guys just needed a little 3D effect and make your animations professional. That's all I'm looking for, just to help out. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.